My name's Joe, and I will be self-scoring my own performance. Hey friends, Joe here at Reverb. Today I get to show you something so cool from Walrus Audio in collaboration with Yvette Young, the genius guitar player of the band Covet. She's also just a composer and natural music maker, friend of the Reverb family. And Walrus and Yvette have teamed up to create the Qi Etherealizer pedal. The inspiration for this pedal, the Qi, in Chinese meaning the air or vapor, which represents the life force, the vital energy that surrounds us, gives us life. Immediately upon plugging this pedal in, it definitely reflects that inspiration. It's an abstraction of life. It breathes life into your playing. It is a generative, ethereal, ambient machine, which is very musical and most importantly, very fun. This thing is immediately fun and is so responsive to what you do in ways that you're not expecting. To kind of sum up the pedal here, we have modulation, delay, granular components, and reverb. They can be run in series or parallel, and there are really so many options to get these effects responding to each other and kind of pouring into one another to create massive pads or subtle little gestures, all kinds of things. In addition to that, it has MIDI capability. You can save up to 3 onboard presets. And maybe the coolest thing here is this terracotta artwork, which is done by Yvette Young. There's also a matte black version, but this terracotta. So to clarify a bit on series versus parallel, in series, they run right to left and the effects cascade into one another. And in parallel, the outputs are summed together. So it's creating a whole different kind of life force. We're gonna start in parallel to showcase just kind of one effect at a time before we start cascading and getting all these effects to swim together. We are in parallel mode, and first let's just start with the chorus. We have 2 different chorus settings, a tri-chorus and a stereo chorus. The tri-chorus is 3 chorus voices blended together, and the stereo chorus is, well, it's your good old stereo chorus. I'm hearing a strand of hair from Julia's head. It's interesting to note that when this rate really gets pushed, we're getting into some cool vibrato territory with a bit of the cool kind of ugliness in there. And I'm thinking that might be very cool as we start cascading that into the granular components and the delays and stuff like that. Oh, it almost sounds like there's a harmonic that's being like triggered in there. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the delay. A nice, clean digital delay, up to 2 seconds of delay time. And we also have tap tempo and an oscillation switch. So if you hold this down, it expands the feedback of the oscillation. Hit the freeze. I had to do it. It was right there. It's right next to the other switch. Spoiler alert, there is a freeze button, which I just had to do during that oscillation. Like any good ambient generative pedal should have a freeze. This is great. Okay, let's check out the grain section. So this is the granular engine, which is taking little samples of your playing, little little grains and doing with them whatever Walrus decides to do with them. And they usually make good choices. There are two settings, grain cloud and phrase sample. On grain cloud, it is sampling little bits of your playing randomly. And in phrase sample, it is rhythmically sampling your playing, and it is kind of grabbing onto peaks. Also, with the X knob in the grain cloud setting, controls the amount of space between each sample from clusters, tight little close clusters to more sparse accents. And in the phrase sample setting, that X knob at the minimum setting locks in with the delay time. This will make more sense when I'm playing it, but it's very cool and you're gonna love it. This playback knob, which has 5 settings, so you have normal, or you have double speed with an octave up, half speed with an octave down, reverse, or random. All are equally awesome. So thus far, still only using the individual engines, and especially with the granular, so many cool things happen. Now for the phrase sample setting, I'm just gonna, since we're gonna combine all these effects soon, I'm just gonna give a really quick example of how it captures a phrase and then does its thing with it. It's actually kind of like a goofy example, but when we combine these with delay and the reverb and stuff, you will see. All right, let's go to series mode, and let's start with just hearing the reverb. Something interesting is happening with this reverb too, and Walrus likes to do this where they have an effect that it's almost changing, like the algorithm of the effect is changing as you go. Like on the Julia, how it goes from chorus to vibrato, but it doesn't toggle from one to the other. It changes into the other as you turn that knob. So on this, we're going from like, kind of like a room reverb here. And then as it goes up, we're getting really diffused, huge ambient reverbs. Which is really cool, actually, in and of itself, just hearing that sweep into motion, because it's not like you're making the more of the room reverb. It's like you're changing the whole vibe of the thing. Okay, as the Qi is an explorative ambient machine, I'm just going to give myself some space to combine different things and tweak different things along the way, and let's see what happens. Seems like you could probably plug anything into this pedal and it would sound amazing. Definitely want to hear some synth. I've got a Prophet 6 here. Let's go for that. The Qi. As you can probably tell, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. The Qi Etherealizer from Walrus Audio and Yvette Young. Thank you, Walrus. Thank you, Yvette. This is incredible, inspiring, creative, all the things. This comes at just the right time. Find it on Reverb. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.